What's up everyone? Alex here. Yep, we're back to our old greeting. And I'm bringing it back because I'm here to talk about a new game in a series that many of you have known me for. And that game is Atelier Yumia, The Alchemist of Memories, and The Envisioned Land. I've taken a whole day to examine everything that's been shown, including a very detailed assessment of its new battle system and how crafting works in this game. This is also a very visual breakdown, complete with arrows to highlight important elements, so make sure you watch the video. As a small aside, apologies if I'm not on camera. I'm feeling a bit under the weather lately, and you can probably hear it in my voice too. First things first, Koei Tecmo confirms that Atelier Yumia is coming out on March 21st, 2025 on all modern platforms. That's both the PS4 and PS5, the Xbox One and Series X and S, Switch, as well as PC. This is the first time a new Atelier game is being released on Xbox platforms. Designing the characters is Benitama, who previously worked with Koei Tecmo on redesigning the characters found in last year's Atelier Marie remake. The premise for Atelier Yumia is a bit of a departure from the usual cozy atmosphere that the series is known for. In this world, alchemy is considered evil and its use frowned upon. The reason for this is that the Aladician Empire, a country known for its extensive use of alchemy, was decimated by an unknown calamity, and everyone's memories of its history has long since been lost. You play the role of Yumia Liesfeld, who, along with her companions, will seek to uncover the truth behind the Empire's fall, how alchemy came to be seen as evil, all the while confronting her past. As with every Atelier game, Yumia features a brand new crafting system that deals with manipulating the mana inside materials to create new items based on recipes. I've gone over the footage with a fine-tooth comb, and you bet we're gonna dive deep into this one right now. The goal of this new system is to absorb as much mana as you can while crafting towards your final item. You achieve this by growing the area of each node in order to cover surrounding mana. For example, this node right here indicates that its area will expand if you use a material with a bolt element. Because the player added a material with a bolt element, the area expanded to cover 1 mana point, which leveled up the mana meter below. The elemental level determines the size of the area expansion. Whenever you gain enough mana to reach these smaller arrows, you'll boost your quality by 3. Adding materials increases an item's resonance, and every point of resonance adds a trait slot that you can add new traits to. While this wasn't shown in the gameplay, I suspect that expanding a node's area will also play a huge part beyond just absorbing mana. I can see how area expansion can be used to activate out-of-reach nodes, which is where its complexity can potentially be found. This makes Yumia's crafting system a lot more visual and therefore approachable. And when you really think about it, it takes a lot of the elements and inspiration from Atelier Ryze's crafting system and streamlines it to its bare essentials. The best way to think of Atelier Yumia's crafting system is similar to that of a solar system, where each node is a planet, and you're altering its gravitational pull to absorb more floating elements, i.e. mana, in space. What's new in Atelier Yumia is the ability to conduct simple synthesis while on the field. Simple synthesis lets you craft items that are helpful during your explorations, like repair kits, bullets, consumable gloves that'll let you use zip lines, and bandages. Crafting these items requires energy and materials. I'm guessing that this will leave crafting important items like weapons and armor when you're back at the base. But imagine being able to explore more and not having to go back to base to replenish your stock and just craft whatever you need while harvesting and gathering materials while out and about. That said, there is a limit to this, and that limit is in the form of energy, which is also consumed whenever you scale walls with Yumia. One other reason why I think you'll be asked to craft these more important items back at your base is because for the first time in the series' history, you can build your base. This new feature, called Building, will have you crafting and building your settlement in however way you want. Many of you know that I love base building mechanics, and after seeing that you can build things that can unlock new features and increase some sort of happiness meter, which can only be a good thing, needless to say, I'm excited to see more of how this part of the game plays into the rest of the experience. But one of the bigger focuses of Atelier Yumia has to be its exploration. Fans of the series who have played through the Atelier Ryza trilogy might have noticed how that series' exploration continuously evolved in those games. It used to be that its areas were segmented into small zones, followed by larger areas segmented into zones, which ultimately ended with a game that featured seamless transitions from one zone to another. I believe that this was all building up to what we're seeing here in Atelier Yumia, which also features huge landscapes and areas. And I'm willing to bet that these areas will also have seamless transitions like in Atelier Ryza 3. What I like about what I've seen in Yumia so far is that utilizing different tools still plays into your exploration, as well as new traversal features like being able to scale walls. And as mentioned before, scaling walls this way uses up Yumia's energy. Battles in Atelier Yumia now happen on the field and are now real time. I've seen some people express sadness about this reveal, but as a fan of the Xenoblade series and Final Fantasy XII, I was really excited to see Gust's take on a similar kind of battle system. And as any RPG fan might expect, there's a lot of depth to it. What's unique about Atelier Yumia is that you have two different attack ranges, which lets you pummel enemies up close or snipe them from afar. This can offer an unprecedented level of options for each character. Yumia's staff, for example, can double as a rifle, which she can use when attacking from a long distance. She can use this to shoot down ladders while exploring too, by the way. The icon on the lower left corner seems to indicate what range you're in, with the arrow pointing up indicating that your character is attacking from far away, and the arrow pointing down indicating your character is attacking up close. Each attacker's skill comes with several charges, designated by tiny pips underneath the names of the moves, which recharge a pip after a cooldown. It also looks like you can overcharge a pip and have extras before battle. As seen here, Yumia starts with 3 rapid-fire pips, with the leftmost in a different color. When she uses rapid-fire to spend this overcharged pip, the number of pips available to be recharged drops down to 2. Additionally, the gameplay shows the possibility that you'll run out of pips for all of your attacks and skills, and we see Ayla resort to using items here, which too have their own pips. I'm guessing that the number of element icons above the name not only indicates said element, but also the potency of that attack. Did you notice that the bar on the right side of the items is slowly building up? My guess is that when this fills up, every single item will get a pip back. That said, I'm fairly certain that you'll still need to equip items to use in battle, like in previous games. Also, much like in Ryza, battle items won't be consumed in Atelier Yumia. Buffs and debuffs are displayed like in Final Fantasy XIV if you play that game, where any icon pointed up is a buff and any icon pointed down is a debuff. I'm not sure what this buff on Yumia does here, but in this shot, I noticed that this monster got a defense down and that icon was added above their health indicator. Additionally, it also shows that this enemy is weak to magic. And you'll notice that everyone's skills has an icon to the left showing the kind of damage it inflicts. We've seen both melee, the fist icon, and magic, the staff icon, indicators so far. A couple of other details I've noticed. Yumia's rifle staff, not its official name, also builds up pips whenever she uses her melee attacks. Victor's shield drops a level after getting hit towards the end of battle. Moving around changes the defend button to evade, basically blocking and dodge rolling respectively. There are victory animations after combat, which can break up the action and exploration a bit much. Xenoblade and Final Fantasy XII didn't feature one. There also seems to be group attacks in this game, but the activation requirements aren't quite clear yet. Though I should point out that much like the item gauge, there's also an equivalent skill gauge as well. Ultimately, while battles are real-time, the presence of cooldowns create a sense of the turn-based combat found in previous games, which is a very different approach from Xenoblade and Final Fantasy XII. Time will tell if there's a combo multiplier of sorts that incentivizes using skills immediately after one another, but for now, there's plenty to chew on based on what we've seen so far. Overall, I'm liking that the synthesis system is approachable and easy to understand, while at the same time having a simpler system that lets us stay on the field a lot longer. I'm eager to see how more of the battle system works and how it functions against multiple enemies, as I'm sure that there are more mechanics that the developers have hidden for a future reveal. Anyway, that's all of the details I've got for you today, so now I want to hear what you think. Post your thoughts in the comments below and let's talk about it. I also welcome any theory crafting since details are sparse, so feel free to share that too. My only ask is that we don't make snap judgments in the comments, as it's more interesting to talk about how things are gonna come together in the end. Also, did you hear that September is a crazy busy month for games? I shared 26 games that are coming out this month in my latest video, and you're gonna want to check it out. And if you're a turn-based RPG fan and want to get into action RPGs, look no further than Visions of Mana. I reviewed it and talked about how it comes from a long line of games that want to help you, the turn-based fan, to get into action RPGs. You can watch them both right here, so go check them out. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.